Hello students. So today the question that we have with us is that why biological methods for pest control are better than the chemical control. So what we need to talk about is the different methods of the pest control. Now what does the meaning of pest control? That means you are talking about the particular type of insects which are actually damage the crops. So those are called pest. Okay, these are damaging the crops. So here we are talking or comparing the biological methods and chemical methods. So one general idea is chemical is something which is artificial. So here you can remember because these are like human made. And when you are talking about biological, these are natural. So one idea or a basic understanding is that since they are natural, so obviously they are comparatively much better. And since they are artificial, so definitely they have some sort of harm with them. Now talking about them like why they are generally considered better than the chemical control is they lower negative impacts on human health. Means there is no artificial chemical first of all. So obviously as I said there is no toxicity involved. And since there is no toxicity, so obviously you're consuming such crops which doesn't have the chemical fertilizers in it can actually impact your health comparatively very less. Okay, I mean there is some sort of effect that can be seen, we cannot completely deny that, but if you compare it with different methods there will be very less or very low negative impacts on the human health using a biological method for the pest control. Then we have the minimal impact in the environment. Again, this is a natural way of using the pest control, so obviously in terms of environment there will be not so much of effect as such, or there is not so much of damage to the environment because again there is no artificial chemicals that you are adding onto the plant or onto the soil. They slow down the pest resistance. Again, the pest resistance is something which you are actually utilizing all of these pest control methods. So that means biological methods is actually very effective since it is natural, so it will actually slow down the pest resistance process because the more chemical method you will using, so at some point of time those pests will become resistant to those fertilizers. And that is why after a couple of years or a few years you always need to utilize or find the new type of fertilizers for the crops. Okay, so it will slow down the process of pest resistance. Some bioprotectants or you can say biological methods of pesticides actively seeks out the pest, means actively utilizing the one insects which can harm the other insect. So you're not finding something which is very new, you're utilizing something which is already there in your environment and you can what you can say utilize them against each other. Like one way of giving you an example for the same is in many places around the world people use the crabs as to like remove unnecessary insects in the rice or the paddy fields, and also they are able to consume the weeds that has been produced on the paddy fields. So that's how they are saving the actual rice plants, because crabs are not consuming the rice plants but they consume anything other than the rice plants. So this is how you're utilizing the natural product. Okay, so this is how the bioprotectants can work. They help growers align with the environmental and the health regulation. So now this is something which has been done at a commercial purpose, because like when the companies required a certain product at a continuously uh, like for their production, so again there has to be some environmental and health regulation that has to be checked, and for them utilizing a biological method will actually help them to show their product that okay, like right now if you see a certain product which says it's organic or which says it is cruelty free or something like that, so you have a more impact and you have more towards buying that product rather than any other thing. So these are like we can say reasons where you can consider the biological methods which are much better than the chemical methods. I hope this will help you. Thank you.